welcome, bienvenue, and welcome back to Opus Magnum with Lyte. Today, we're looking at precision machine oil. We're going to skip over the slant box. It's not all that interesting, and the gastropod gets right down to making it as small as possible and as cheap as possible. I'm convinced there is no way to do this with just a simple arm, so until they can undercut the piston with the tracks, then we're going to stick with just the piston. And we do not use any empty hexes. Every space is used in this solution by a mandatory element. We're not wasting any space, so this is minimal area. And all we use is a piston, so since we can't do it with just a simple arm, it is also lowest cost. Pretty straightforward. All it does is it gets the job done. So that one's not all that interesting. So we're going to work on going through the progression that I took to get to 28 cycles. So we started with this monstrosity. I went a little overboard with the tracks. And so the goal was to have our hands on the tin to be able to push it in immediately. Now, this is better than having arms grab and take and grab and take and grab and take. And so it is relatively quick. Because 34 is not bad. I mean, 34 as a solution to this puzzle is all right. But we use a whole lot of arms that we really don't need. And we have a very complicated program down here because of it. We're moving pretty darn quick, but as you can kind of see, we've got a little bit of a pause as well. And pauses are not your friend. And so we leave this one and go, okay, it's overcomplicated. We can make it better. And so we straighten it out. Still the same number of arms, still the same track, but by straightening it out, we've managed to save on the length of the track, and now we no longer have the pause when producing the tin. And when there's no pause, you save those couple of cycles to get down to 30. And then something that I learned a little bit later after I made this solution is you generally want to have the shortest path possible from your last production to the exit. Now, right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, and drop is probably more than we should have. And so down the line, -2 has a very similar construction. But instead of having extra space, let me show you the extra space. Here, we are grabbing the tin, going over an empty space, and then getting to the binder. Well, that's just no good. That's a recipe for disaster. So we get rid of the extra space between the tin and the binder. And instead of walking along the exit, we twist into it. This is similar to a problem that was in the, I think it was the hangover cure. Since I pulled it all the way up instead of flipping it out, I lost a cycle. Check out the comments. Somebody commented on that. And so here we have the Quicksilver attached to this arm coming on in 1, 2, 1, 2. Nice one step from here to there. 1, 2, 1, 2, one step to here. We drag it down a minimum number of spaces, and then as we attach the last tin, we slam it into the bin. So we bring these in together, we get the tin, we immediately move it down. We squeeze the water in between, we grab the next tin, and we move it right along. And there we go, with a very quick, likely optimal, but I'm not gonna bet my reputation on it, 28 cycle solution to this lovely little problem. precision machine oil. Got to get that observatory up and running. And so this one is nice. It's not particularly pretty, but I like the rhythm. And it takes as short a path as possible from here to there. So you bring it, you transmute it, you drag it, and you slam it. And we are grabbing it out of here as it's being transformed, I believe? Because you drop it in, you grab it, and it's on its way as soon as we're able. So if anybody has a fantastic different solution, I would love to see it, particularly if it doesn't use a big long track like this. If there's a way of getting it through here just as quickly without this track, it'll likely save you money, possibly space, and will make the solution overall just look better. Because right now, it's really messy right in through here, and I'm not a huge fan of mess. But since there wasn't a whole lot of development of the small and cheap options, and we only have a couple of optimizations to get to this point, it's a nice short episode. And if you have anything on the workshop that you'd like me to take a look at after I finish the story mode, feel free to let me know. It's still quite a ways off because I want to make a video on each of these puzzles, but it doesn't hurt to let me know. And that way, you can bump yourself to the head of the queue. But that's all for this episode, and I will see you in the next episode of Opus Magnum with Lyte.